We need also a motor. Hello guys, and welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to simulate the directed driving. So, let's get started. What we need is a button, a stop button, and I will add also an emergency button. We need also a motor, and of course, the relay with its normally open contacts. So first, let me get the three-phase supply. And let me get a motor, so three-phase induction, and also my, where is it, the contactor, the normally open triple contactor. That's it. Rotate 90 degrees. 1, 2, 3, okay. As you can see here, we shorted these. Be careful not to short two wires together. Okay, that's good. Here. Here. Double click on the label, call it K1. And now let's create our circuit. So, what do I need? A contactor, a neutral. Gonna rotate this, okay, and I will just finalize this portion. Now I need a start and a stop button. This is my start button, and my stop button needs to be a normally closed one. Remember, we have talked about this. Now the normally open contact, where is it? This is a normally open contact. This is a single one, not a triple. And we need it right here. Let's add an emergency button as well. Usually, there is, on every electrical panel, there's an emergency button that once you press it, everything stops. Every single motor in the panel stops. Or any mechanism that's working, it will also stop. So let's add that. The way to simulate it is by adding another stop button. But this one like a general one. And it's usually connected directly after the phase and before it goes anywhere. So you don't get the emergency button and connect it after the stop button. Even though in functionality that doesn't make any difference. Though as a standard, usually the emergency button is the first thing that the circuits see. Let's continue now. Let me do some wiring. I'm gonna wire the emergency button to my phase. Great. Now let's wire these like that. Now, you know what? I'm not going to connect this right now. I just want to show you what happens when you don't connect the NO of the contactor with the start button. I will show you that. Okay, let me label this relay 1, or sorry, contactor 1. And there is no need to label the buttons usually. Now, there is no reason to label our buttons, at least at this stage. So let's hit simulate. Oh, call it K1. Okay, simulate. Oh, we didn't. What K1 did we say? Oh, okay, we called the motor K1. Let's not do that. Call it M. And here we need K1. Yeah. Okay. Now let's simulate. Let's use the left click. And as you can see, when I press the button and release it, the motor stops. And usually we use push buttons and we don't use toggles much in motor in the classical control circuits. Now if I use a toggle button, there's no problem. It's working and I stop it. But what if I'm using a push? Like, okay, I want to press release and it should keep working. We have already talked about why we should use this mechanism. Now, if I press this start, this normally open will close and the power will be conducted like that and the motor will run. Now, if I hit the stop button, I have cut the power to the coil, so this one will open and that's it. There is no more power on my coil. Now, if I hit start and press the emergency stop, same thing will happen. So this is it for this simulation, guys, and see you in the next lecture. Hello. Hello guys, and welcome back. Now it's time to simulate the forward-backward motor. Let's do that. So we have one motor, this is our 3-phase. Now I need 2 contactors, as you know. And the way to get that is from the normally open triple contactors. Rotate 90 degrees. We need another one. So normally open triple here. Rotate 90 degrees. Great. Now I'm going to connect R, S. Be careful not to short stuff. Okay. And C. Let's organize them a bit. Okay. Now, here I'm going to connect to R, but here I will connect to C, and here I will connect to S. As you can see, we have reversed the S and the T in order to make the motor rotate in the opposite direction. Now, let's connect these here, here. Just careful, okay, and here, as you can see, the output of the contactor is going to the motor. Now these will do the same thing. Okay, first wire. Now we go to the second wire. We also need to be careful, okay, and here to the third wire. Let me adjust these a bit so that it doesn't look too messy. Now, as you can see, we have reversed the S and the T for this contactor, and then the output of this contactor is connected to the motor directly. Now let's build the control circuit. This is the power section. Okay, so now let's create the control circuit. What we need is 2 start buttons, one for the forward, the other is for the backward. This is my second start button. I also need a stop button. This is my stop button. I need 2 contactors. This is the contactor coil, 1 and 2. I need normally open and normally close, right? So let's get the normally open first. Normally open contact. This one is for the first motor in order to make it latch, right? Let's make some space. And we need the normally closed motor so that the forward and the backwards don't work at the same time. So we need one here, one more right here. Oh, we didn't get another normally open. Let me get another normally open for the second circuit. Okay. What else do we need? Let me get an L1. Now, in order to avoid taking a wire from here to here, I will just take another label here. This is T, so this T and this T are the same. I'm just like extending it so that I don't have to wire a lot of stuff. Now I need a neutral. Rotate 90 degrees. It will be mutual between these two. Let's do that. Okay, so we have connected the circuits to the neutral. And here there is nothing really special. Just this is the common stop button. And then the first button. And then from this start button here, right? So that if I press stop, no matter if I am in the forward or the backward, the whole circuit will stop. Let me wire these. I'll get to the labeling later, actually. Okay. Now let me wire these, and of course, the latching part is very, very important in this topology. Okay, now let's do the labeling. This one is going to be K1. This one is K2. And this one is also K1. This one is K2, right? Because if this circuit is operating, this will open and there is no chance that we turn on the forward, right? The backward is running, the forward power will be cut. Let's continue here. This is K1. And here we have K2, right? So far so good. Now we need to label these. This is K1 and this is K2. Let's hit simulate. If I press start, as you can see, the motor is running from these contactors, from this set. Now if I press this one, see, nothing is gonna happen. No matter how many times I try to press this contactor K1 is disconnecting this circuit. Why? Because if K1 is active, this one will open this circuit and we cannot really latch it anymore. What we need to do is press stop, press start. Now it's operating in counterclockwise. Stop. Now it's operating in clockwise. So this is it for this tutorial, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. See you in the next tutorial.